At the end of the Booster Box Showdown, I told you guys that I was going to be bringing you guys a breakdown. Well, I'm finally here to deliver part 1 of that breakdown. This is the numbers. What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the Table of Madness. Now, it is time to dive into the breakdown from the Booster Box Showdown. For those of you that don't know, last month we did what I like to call the Booster Box Showdown, where I took 2 cases from 2 different TCG products. One of them was from Digimon Digital Hazard, and it went up against Yu-Gi-Oh! Dimension Force. Now, for those of you that don't know, Digimon just absolutely destroyed Yu-Gi-Oh! In the Booster Box Showdown. However, though, it's time to look at the numbers. And what I mean by the numbers, it's time to do like a little bit of a deep dive, the analytics side. Take a look at all the numbers and let's see what the numbers are telling us. Because as an old cliche goes, the numbers never lie. And I think you guys are going to be very fascinated when we find out that these numbers really do tell us a story of what really happened and how Digimon really just absolutely destroyed Yu-Gi-Oh! And how Yu-Gi-Oh! Really had no chance after, I think, like round 8. And you're going to see that from the breakdown of these numbers. Now, like I said, this is part 1. So part 1 is going to be broken down into the numbers. This is going to be a 3-part series. So part 1 will be the numbers, part 2 will be the pull rates, and part 3 will be a discussion and a pros and cons of what I liked and didn't like about each set. And then we're going to discuss why I didn't like and did like some things from each set. And then we're going to also go ahead and talk about what each set and what each company can learn from something like this, and what you guys, the viewers, can learn from this, and what me as a person that purchased this product, what I would like to see personally done for each set to almost guarantee and to make guys like me happier when I go out and purchase these products. Because I mean, Digimon, I'm very happy with how Digimon ended out. I mean, for those of you that don't know, Digimon destroyed it in the Booster Box Showdown. But you'll see how much they really made me at the end of the numbers segment here. And how Yu-Gi-Oh! Was just, I wasn't as disappointed because at least with Yu-Gi-Oh! We actually did pull it out at the very end, kind of really making up some of that loss. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Did lose me some money, and I think there's some things that Yu-Gi-Oh! Can learn from a company like Digimon, the way they do it. Konami, I think, really needs to step up its game a little bit more. But, and I am seeing this recently, it seems like when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh!, the collector sets do really much better than the booster box sets. Now, however, Powers of the Element looks very, very promising right now, and still the prices do seem to be holding out very well. Dimension Force really took a hard hit when I opened it up anyways, and just really didn't pull it out. However, though, Powers of the Elements look very promising, and I am seeing some things that I have a problem with Dimension Force. I'm seeing that already be corrected on the Powers of the Element. So if Konami can make sets like Power of the Element, I think people will be happier down the line. And it's not like they can't do it. If they can do it in that set, then Konami can certainly do it in every set thereafter. Now, is that unrealistic to say? Of course it is. But Digimon, however, really pulled it out here. And there were some things that I really liked and some things I didn't like. And we're going to first dive in here in the numbers. But before we dive into the numbers, real quick, you guys, I do what I call the Booster Box of the Month giveaway. For those of you that don't know, all you gotta do is like, comment, and subscribe. If you do those 3 things, that will enter you in a chance to win the Booster Box of the Month. The Booster Box of the Month that I'm giving away. I am giving away a Yu-Gi-Oh! Box, Duels of the Deep. So if you want to enter yourself in a chance to win that Booster Box, all you gotta do is 3 simple things: like, comment, and subscribe. And that's all you gotta do. So, and let me know too, guys, if you guys like this type of content, because we are slowly approaching the next month, and I think at this point, I think I'm going to bring back Digimon for the Booster Box Showdown, and I think I'm going to have them go up against Pokemon Lost Origins, because Pokemon Lost Origin looks very good as well, and I think that would be excellent to bring Pokemon onto this channel. I think a lot of you guys like Pokemon. A lot of you guys were commenting in the Booster Box Showdown that you would like to see Pokemon, so I think we're going to have Digimon X Record go up against Pokemon Lost Origin. Now, if Digimon does come out with a new set right around the time that Lost Origin is about to come out, or, you know, right around the time I'm going to make that video, I will be purchasing the newest Digimon set to go up against Pokemon. This way, it'll be a fair fight. You'll have the newest set versus the newest set as well. Whereas Digimon, I really just didn't have that kind of time with Yu-Gi-Oh! I purchased Digimon Digital Hazard, and I purchased Yu-Gi-Oh! Dimension Force, but at that time when I purchased it, new sets were coming out during the Booster Box Showdown, and of course we were all seeing the prices of Power of the Elements. So unfortunately, the way it just kind of coincided just really didn't work out that way. And I also just didn't really know that Digital Hazard was really going to be giving out 3 alternative arts per box, and you're going to see how that really factored in the numbers. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the numbers right now. And I even busted out my glasses for this one, so I'm looking extra smart so we can talk about this. So on your screen right now should be a full like 1v1 breakdown, boxes 1 through 12, and how they stacked up side by side. And I'm even going to highlight the best boxes. So you should be seeing the highlighted point at this time. You should see Digimon being highlighted. The best box for Digimon was box 7 at $109.27, so $109.27. For Yu-Gi-Oh, it was box 11, $110.14. Of course, we all know that was that Starlight Rare, so that one really came in clutch. And you're really seeing too how these boxes side by side stack up against each other. I mean, at no point besides box 11 there for Yu-Gi-Oh did it break over the triple digits, where you're seeing on Digimon's side by side, man. Let me, you just see it side by side. Digimon stacked up six boxes, half the case in triple digits. So 6 boxes over $100, which was fantastic. You're looking at boxes 1, boxes 4, boxes 5, box 7, box 11, and box 12. That is 6 total boxes, half the case. Whereas again, Yu-Gi-Oh, only 1 box at $110.14. One time did it break over $100. So when you see that and you take a look at that, what does those numbers, what is that telling us? What is that showing us? Well, for starters, it shows us that Digimon with the 3 alternative arts per box really showed out. And it also shows too that in this set, Digimon really had some high value cards. And what exactly do I mean by that? I'm going to get to that a little bit later, so stick with me here. But what it also means is that 6 boxes over 100, so you had half the case. What it also shows us too for Digimon for boxes 1 through 12, at the average per box when you take up all those numbers was $89.93. So almost $90 a box was the average at the end of the booster box showdown, where you take a look at Yu-Gi-Oh! Boxes 1 through 12, at the end of it, you take all those numbers, you combine them together, you divide it by 12. The average for Yu-Gi-Oh! Was $40.39. So that is a ginormous difference. That literally means that Digimon was doubling up on Yu-Gi-Oh! Every single time. And it showed at the end here. And now I'm going to go ahead and show that on the screen right now. We're going to go ahead and show you guys what the end numbers look like side by side. Okay, so in the beginning, I showed you guys boxes 1 through 12. I showed you side by side. I showed you how many boxes scored over $100. You can kind of see from that side by side comparison. In the beginning, I showed you where Digimon did really well and how Yu-Gi-Oh! Just really couldn't keep up. And I showed you that, right? So on this screen right here, you guys are going to see all of that information I showed you in the beginning and how it all combines. So on your left side is Digimon, on your right side is Yu-Gi-Oh! Digimon made $1,079.15. So Digimon broke over $1,000, did really well. Whereas its counterpart, Yu-Gi-Oh! Only made us $484.71. Underneath that, you are seeing the case cost. Digimon cost us $687. Yu-Gi-Oh! Cost us $555. This is where it all goes wrong. And this is why I showed you guys that side-by-side comparison in the beginning, so you can see where it was going wrong. Digimon made us $392.15. So Digimon really racking up a nice profit there, almost $400 in profit. And I'm actually going to show you guys how I actually was able to break over that $400 rank, and I'm going to show you that in part 2. But continuing on, Yu-Gi-Oh! Ended up losing us, which is why it's in the red at $70.29. So left side profit, right side loss. Left side Digimon, right side Yu-Gi-Oh! And then the average per box, which I already referred to this earlier, the average per box for Digimon was $89.93, whereas Yu-Gi-Oh! Was $40.39. So you can really see when you take how I showed you guys in the beginning that information, boxes 1 through 12 side by side, when you combine it, it just really breaks it down even further, where Yu-Gi-Oh! Really just couldn't keep up with Digimon. And that's the main thing. Where did it all go wrong? So as you guys can see, when you really dive deep into these numbers, you are really seeing how Digimon really racked up that $89 per average and how Yu-Gi-Oh! Couldn't keep up. Now, what I mean by couldn't keep up, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And what I mean by where did it all go wrong for Yu-Gi-Oh! There was a certain point that it just didn't matter what cards we were pulling from Yu-Gi-Oh! Digimon was the winner. And that was right after box number 8. Now, what I mean by that is boxes 1 through 4. Remember I made that little quarter recap earlier in the Booster Box Showdown where I did boxes 1 through 4, how it was all looking, where it was shaping up and stuff like that? Well, I'm going to refer back to that, so bear with me here for a second. So again, boxes 1 through 4 in the beginning of the booster box showdown, total cost for Digimon was $338.59. For Yu-Gi-Oh, it was $137.70. Boxes 5 through 8 for Digimon, so I'm breaking this down to quarters. Boxes 5 through 8, $371.80. Boxes 5 through 8 for Yu-Gi-Oh was $132.92. Boxes 9 through 12 for Digimon was $368.76. Boxes 9 through 12 for Yu-Gi-Oh, $214.12. Here's where you really need to look at, and this is why I say by box 8, the game was over. Boxes 1 through 8 for Digimon was $710.39. Now, if you refer back to what the case costed us, Digimon was $687. So basically, by boxes 1 through 8, Digimon had already made back my money and then some. I was already in the green for Digimon. I was already there. I was already done. It was game over by that point, which basically tells me that boxes 9 through 12, you are just stacking up the profit. Whereas for Yu-Gi-Oh, boxes 1 through 8, at that point, I was at $270.62. So you are looking at almost a $500 difference. You're looking at a $600+ difference between boxes 1 through 8 for Digimon compared to Yu-Gi-Oh. That's really tough to keep up. That's why I said by boxes 1 through 8, the game was over at that point. There was no way that if Yu-Gi-Oh pulled even the most expensive Starlight Rare, which was $300, that it was keeping up. Not when you're already $500+ in the negative compared to boxes 1 through 8 in Digimon. And I'm very curious to hear from some of you guys at this point. Did you know, or did you even think that by the time we got to box 8, right after we crack open box 8, that we were actually at that far of a separation? I'm really curious to hear from some of you guys. If you answer yes, then congratulations, you were paying a lot more attention than I was, because I didn't realize by box 8 it was just game over. I knew Digimon was winning, but I still thought, I said it during most of the boxes, like I still think that if we pull out the most expensive Starlight Rare, it is the only hope for Yu-Gi-Oh! In reality, there was actually no hope. By box 8, it was game over. Digimon won via knockout by that point. And that's, like I said, that's crazy to me. I just didn't know. And this is why I said the numbers never lie. The numbers do tell us something. So another thing I also wanted to refer back to, as I mentioned this earlier too, is that the alternative arts really came out for Digimon, right? And they really had some higher value. So what exactly do I mean by the higher value? Well, if we take a look at cards just above $15, in the Digimon Digital Hazard set, there were 16 cards that had a $15 range or more, whereas compared to Yu-Gi-Oh, there was only 9. And out of those 9, 5 of them are Starlight Rares. So that means only 4 other cards you can get a $15 or above range. So that's what I'm saying. If you're not pulling a Starlight Rare, if you're not getting a Starlight, you have no chance in Yu-Gi-Oh! To actually make back your money when you're only looking at 5 of them are Starlight Rares, 4 of them are regular that are over $15 or more range. That is very difficult, whereas in Digimon's case, 16 cards above that $15 range, and we pulled a plethora of them, and that's going to be talking about a little bit more in the pull rates. So I'm very happy that we're ending right here on this note, because now we're starting to drift into that section of the pull rates, but the numbers by themselves do tell us something. And if for those of you that may be asking yourself, well, what about cards that are $10 or more? I actually have that information too. In Digimon's case, only 18 cards. Yu-Gi-Oh's case, 11 cards. So realistically, you're just adding 2 more cards to it. So again, out of that 11, 5 of them are going to be Starlight Rares. So this is why I'm saying, like, there are some things I think Yu-Gi-Oh does need to change. It looks like they are correcting a little bit of that in Power of the Elements. A lot of people are saying in the Yu-Gi-Oh community that Power of the Elements is going to be the best booster box set that probably comes out this year. I don't know if they think anything else is probably going to top that or not. But so far, so good. Power of the Elements look good. Dimension Force just really didn't have that power it needed, so to speak, to really propel itself, to really even challenge Digimon. Because when you look at, again, when you look at these pull rates and how many cards we pulled Digimon versus Yu-Gi-Oh, that also tells us a story. But I will end on this note. I really do want to hear from you guys. I also, if you guys like this type of content, let me know in the comment section. At the very least, make sure you guys are hitting that like button so I know that you guys do enjoy this type of stuff. This way I know that the next Booster Box Showdown, we can do this again and again and again. Every Booster Box Showdown will have its own breakdown. But if you guys are sitting there like, I don't really care about this, then just let me know and I won't make this. I'll just make other content for you guys. But real quick, I do want to end on this note. What do the numbers tell us? If you go back and just refer to just the average per box cost when we did 1 through 12, right? The $89 for Digimon, the $40 for Yu-Gi-Oh! What that does tell you is that when it comes to Dimension Force, just stay away from it. Just buy singles. That's basically what this means. For his Digimon's case, it has a completely different story. It tells us, Digimon, that Digital Hazard is a rock solid set that you guys should feel very comfortable spending $70, $75. You should probably get your money's worth. When you're looking at 6 boxes over $100, that's very good for Digimon. That tells us something. It tells us Digital Hazard, very good set. Go out and purchase it. If you're someone who's sitting at home, you want to crack open some booster boxes, and you have the money, go spend it on Digimon. If you have the money, don't buy it on Dimension Force. Just go to TCG Player, buy yourself some singles, and just get the cards that you want. That is going to do it for the numbers. This is part 1. Part 2, we are going to be talking about the pull rates and what the pull rates tell us about Digimon and what the pull rates tell us about Yu-Gi-Oh! Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this. Let me know in the comment section what your guys' thoughts are. Let me know if I missed anything or if you think I missed something. Let me know if you think I should have added something. Let me know if you guys like this type of content. All that kind of stuff. Please let me know in the comment section. At the very least, let me know by you guys hitting that like button. Again, don't forget, if you are new here, subscribe, hit that like button, go ahead and comment. I give you plenty of information to comment on. And then if you do all 3 of those things, that will enter you in the booster box of the month giveaway. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time right here at Table of Madness.